Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Facebook Live. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes and we are going to talk a little bit about having a blogging strategy and the importance behind having a blog strategy, what that actually looks like, how you use this resource to help you and to help your organization. So thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully you'll find this to be beneficial. And one of the things I want to say is that it's really important that you actually download the resource and use it. Downloading the resource isn't really helpful if you don't actually do anything with it. So, it's like going to the bookstore and buying a book and not reading the book. It doesn't really do any good. So it's really important that you utilize the resource. So just want to encourage everyone, head on over to our blog and you can download the resource in there. We've got a free ebook and also a workbook to help you as you actually write and draft and create your blogging strategy. So a couple of resources that are going to be super helpful for you. So make sure that you head over to our blog and download that resource. But let's dive into this. What is a blog strategy? Why do you need a blog strategy? Blogs have been around for, a long time. So what's the big deal? Well, it's really important that you have a blogging strategy because if you don't have a strategy, you have no direction. So if you don't have a direction, what are you doing? I mean, at that point, you're really just writing content, putting it on your website, and hoping. And so we want to help you move from hoping to strategy because we find that when you have strategy, you actually get the results that you're looking for. So it's really important to have that strategy. And so when you've got the strategy, then you can begin to move forward, you can begin to tailor your content, you can begin to measure, you can begin to do all of these things that will help you as an organization. So it's really important. The other part of it too is not only are you writing new content, but what you're doing is you're providing value to your clients. And so as you're providing value to your clients, you're also helping yourself at the same time. So it's kind of cyclical in the sense that you're improving your search engine optimization, you're improving your SEO results because Google, they like it when you produce and provide new content and put that on your website. So not only are you helping yourself in that sense, but you're also providing value to your customers. So it's kind of cool because you're building kind of a circle, a loop of strategy, a loop of help, a loop of leads, really, because you're getting more, you're going to rank better in search results, and you're providing value to those people. So more people are going to find your stuff because you're ranking better, and then you're providing value to those customers as well. So super important that you have a blog strategy. So let's dive into it. How do you begin to create a blog strategy? First thing, you've got to start with why. We've all read or heard Simon Sinek, you got to start with why. He often says people don't care what you do, they care why you do it. People won't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And the same is true with a blog. You've got to know what the why is behind it. If the why is to make more money, it's probably not really going to pan out for you. Obviously, we want to make more money, we want to generate more leads, we want to generate more traffic, and those things are very important. But what is the driver behind it? What separates you? What makes you different than your competitors? Is it making money? Is it a desire to help people? Is it a desire to serve people? Is it a desire to provide value? What is the why for you? You have to figure that out. You have to answer those questions. And it's really important that you take the time and start there. And I'm really big on practicality. So if you're not gonna start with this step, don't do the rest because you're missing the main component of it. So you've got to actually do it and practice it, and you've got to let that drive you. There's nothing more wasteful of time, energy, resources, all of those things than utilizing a resource or downloading a resource and going through the practice and then not actually using it. So you have to let this drive you as you continue to move forward, and that why is what drives you, is what separates you, is what distinguishes you from your competitors. So really, really important to start with the why. Why are we blogging? Why does our blog exist? Why are we doing this? What's the goal behind our blog? That's what you need to know. The next part of that is knowing who you're targeting. You know, what is your target audience? Who is your target audience? What are they thinking? Why are they? Sorry about that. Sorry. Who are you targeting? Who are your clients? Why are they choosing you? Why are they coming to your website? You have to be able to identify who your target audience is. You've got to do your research. You've got to figure this out. You've got to write content that answers questions that your audience is asking. Because if you're writing content on A and they're looking for B, well then you've provided no value, you've created noise, and you're not helping anyone. You're not going to help yourself, you're not going to help your clients, you're not going to achieve your goals as an organization. So it's really important that you know who you're targeting. The next part of this is a competitive analysis. You've got to figure out who are your competitors. You've got to know who your competitors are. You've got to know what they're doing. Are they blogging? Are they just doing ebooks? Are they just doing white papers? Are they doing video content? What are they doing? How is it performing? What topics are they writing about? What questions are they answering? Not that you want to simply imitate or copy what they're doing, but you've got to know what it is that they're doing so that you can help distinguish yourself and set yourself apart and provide answers and quality answers, quality content to the questions that your customers, who you now know, and target it and tailor it towards them. The next thing is doing your keyword research. This is really important. If you don't know what your keywords are, you're not going to rank very well for anything then. So you've got to know what it is, what keywords it is that you're targeting, and you've got to work those into your blog. So you need to go back, you need to look at your analytics, you've got to see how you're performing, you've got to see the words that you're really ranking high in, you've got to find the words that you're not ranking high in, that you want to rank high in. And you've got to target and you've got to work those in to your content that you're creating so that you can start to rank higher and move up and help your search engine optimization, your search rankings, because that's really important. So you've got to know what your keywords are, and then you've got to actually implement those keywords into your blog posts, into your all of your tags and all of your alt images, all of those kinds of things. You need to start working those into your blog copy so that you can begin to rank higher for that. So you've got to identify, list out the keywords, your targeted keywords, the things that you want to go after as an organization. The next thing you've got to do is you've got to figure out where you're going to share the content. Are you going to do this on your website? Are you going to do this in a blog? Are you going to do this in a resource center? Are you going to do this only through social? Are you going to do this? Which social networks are you going to be using? You've got to determine, and a lot of this stuff, it goes back to your customer personas. You've got to figure out who are our customers? Where are they? Where are they spending time? You know, I believe that social media is super important and a really valuable resource, but if you're spending your time in the wrong social network, then it's a waste of time. So you've got to know where your customers are. You know, are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram? You've got to figure out where they're at, what they're doing, and then you've got to share that content in that specific location. So you really have to know who your customers are and where they're at so you know where to share your content. The next aspect is, how are you going to share this? Are you just going to publish this in a blog post? Are you going to give this away as a resource? How are you actually going to do it? What is the plan behind sharing the content? So yes, okay, we've identified we're going to share this on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, but how are you going to do that? Are you going to do it just for a day? Are you going to come back to this? Are you going to tweet about it? You've got to figure out how you want to distribute the content. And then along with figuring out how, you need to come up with a schedule of when you're going to share that content. And that's the next step in a blog strategy, is coming up with a publishing schedule. You've got to identify when you're going to share the content, when you're going to run the campaign, whatever it is that you want to do. You need to identify that. You need to map that out. You need to plan it. You need to schedule it. So it's really important that you do these things, because when you begin to automate these things, it begins to make content distribution a little bit easier, and allows you to focus on the things that matter, which would be replying, would be engagements, would be following up. So it's really important that you take care of some of this upfront stuff so that you can spend your time focusing on the things that really, really matter. And then the last part of it is measurement. You've got to figure out how you're going to measure it. You've got to figure out what you want to measure. You may say, oh, we really want to figure out, we want to measure comments. Are people commenting? Are people engaging with our content? Or maybe you want to measure, your landing page success. Are people clicking on? Are they going through our CTAs? Are they getting the things that we want? Are they downloading the resources that we're providing? Are they reading our content and just leaving our page? You need to figure out what are those statistics, what are the analytics that you want to measure, and then you've got to come up with goals within those analytics, so that you can begin to go back around as you plan out future content, future campaigns. Then you can say, okay, this performed well, this didn't, people weren't interested in this, and this helps you learn more about your customers, more about your buyer personas. You begin to learn, and then you can correct as you go forward. So it's really important that you do all of this. So those are kind of the basic steps of having a blogging strategy. Those are the basic things that go into it. And if you head over to our blog and you go to this blog post and you download the resource, we've got two great resources. Like I said, we've got an ebook that will kind of outline some of this stuff in greater detail, and then we've got a workbook that you can fill out as you work through it. And then at the end of it, you'll have a tangible blog strategy for your organization. So two resources, one space. Make sure you head over there and download that, because that will give you a hands-on, that will give you a physical resource that you can then take and implement and begin creating and crafting blogs that have strategy, as opposed to blogs that are just out there. It begins to give you the purpose for your blog. So I just want to make sure that you head over there, download that resource, and then if you would, feel free to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter or LinkedIn. We're sharing content. We want to help you guys. Our goal is to provide value and not noise into your life. So feel free to like us on those places, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We would love to connect and engage with you as you begin to craft a blog strategy, and we look forward to reading great content that is hopefully coming from you with a strategic purpose behind it. And that's all I've got for you guys today, so I hope you have a great afternoon, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining.